Okay, so some people said N1 plus N2 had to be greater than or equal to the mass of the crane times G. Okay, so unless N1 plus N2 is greater than that, it would probably look like the net downward force would be greater than the normal up force, and the crane would crash through the asphalt on which it was resting. But I don't think it would tip over. So I don't think that's the condition for not tipping over. N1 plus N2 is less. Yeah, that's all bad. Okay, then it's definitely coming down. N1 has to be positive. So can either of these two forces go negative, N1 or N2? No, unless you glue the tire to the ground. But in my experience, that's not often done. So why does it matter which one we pick, N1 or N2, as providing the condition for not tipping? Yeah?
If N2 is positive and it's too large, then we're going to get basically a net torque around, so from N2, it's going to be, if it's larger than M1, then we're going to get a net torque towards the water, which is not something that we want.
Well, okay, but that doesn't necessarily help me in terms of what I've got left to choose from, I don't think. So what if I pick that point as my reference point about which to compute torques? So then N1 produces how much torque? None, okay? So I have gravity on this side. Gravity is pulling that way, gravity is pulling that way, and N2 is pulling that way. So as the load is bigger and bigger, trying to make this thing rotate, what's going to happen to the magnitude I need on N2 to support the crane? It's going to get smaller and smaller. When this tries to go negative, what happens? Then I'm going to rotate like that. And that's the recipe for what you saw. Okay? So if N2 goes to 0, then that crane is now ready to tip. So we got to figure out the condition for N2. Yeah?
Didn't that just kind of assume that we're using the front wheel as an axis? What happened if we ended up choosing different?
Okay, so he says, doesn't that depend on our choosing the front wheel as the axis? Okay, and I'll repeat the point that it doesn't matter if it's not going to rotate. That means that the sum of the torques about any axis must vanish. Because if we put some torque on, then the object is going to rotate. So I can pick any point, but some points are more convenient than others. Okay?